You guys asked for it, and I'm here to deliver. The body bags are back. Oof, and they are better than ever. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go check out my playlist on the body bags. I will link it below. Now, for those of you who do know, let's get into it, because a lot is about to go down. A night of terror. The events of this new issue take place in one night, which begins with two guards checking around the perimeter of a penthouse they had occupied. You see, these guys were criminals, and they were the worst kind. They thought they could change the world. That is until they see a line. They were curious about the line, so they used their flashlight to check around, which is when they saw her. They saw Panda, and she looked good. Sadly, they were not going to live too long, because right behind them was Clownface himself, and he offed them quickly. Clownface and Panda were a partnership. They were body baggers, and they were here on a mission worth 100 grand. She was his kid, and she was new to the game, which is why every step of the way she questioned him. But this was not going to work. They had to follow his plan to the letter because he was the one with the experience. She didn't like it, but she followed with. Unknown to him, she had something cooking up in the shadows. Now, what was the mission to begin with? The mission was the head of a superhero. You see, the criminals had gotten together and stolen the head of an electric-powered superhero. I mean, he was long dead, but his head still had juice. Most of them, however, were scared because they were running low on ammo. Their boss, however, knew they didn't need it. We have the head. He is a literal weapon. Don't worry, my friend. From the living room, one of the boys called to the boss, hey, the show was on, and they, unfortunately, were the news. I mean, this was a good thing. They wanted to be big time. Now, they were. We get a little bit of flashback into the superhero they just kidnapped, or rather his corpse. He was the best of the best, the strongest of the strong. But when he died during a battle with his arch nemesis, his corpse remained, and people sought to utilize his corpse. Some even thought he was the next step in human evolution. Ridiculous. And just to prove this, some people decided to break in and steal his corpse. And these people were in this penthouse. That split second, they knew they were fucked. Bruh, how the hell did they find us? And worst of all, who the hell is that outside? Where are the boys that were supposed to be protecting the perimeter? This was a live coverage. They could see the body baggers about to attack. The news broadcast just blew their cover. And now, the attackers were under attack. The body baggers were being shot at. But Panda was not going to go out like a pussy, nah. She made sure to set off the explosives they had already set. She was insane. She came forth from the wreckage and started to open fire, die, 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 die. But she didn't count on them being ready. They replied in kind, but her father saved her life, asking, are you hit? But she wasn't. She just lost her ammo back. He said, good. Now what the fuck was that? Relax. You ain't no rookie. Stop acting like it. Take the bag and come with me. They decided to run. She was pissed off. Why are you making us run? We could take them. But he said, you have to think smart. We can't just go in there fighting. She screamed, it's 100 grand. We can't just leave that behind. But he said, yeah, we can. The second we get trapped, we die. We have to cross the building and meet them on the streets. Then we'll pick them off one by one. Clownface, however, must have forgotten the helicopter was still watching them every move. And inside, the head of the organization was watching this as well, telling his boys exactly where to go to intercept. And worst of all, he let his daughter carry the big-ass bag of weapons. She was obviously weaker than him. This was the wrong move by a professional, and she was going to pay for it. She was way too slow. They had her in their sights, but she didn't want to leave the bag. She didn't want to mess up the operation. But sadly, she got hit in the back. She was protected. She had Kevlar, of course, but she was at the edge of the roof. She was falling. The only choice was her father, and he protected her while the world watched. These guys thought they were good. They tried to check over the edge, confirm the kill, but he lost his brain in the process. They were not down. Nah, these guys needed help. Sadly, they left their bag on the roof, the bag filled with weaponry. Now they stood a chance against two body baggers, and the helicopter was not making things easy. Come to find out, all this was Panda's doing. She called the helicopter to come record this whole scenario. This was her plan. Her father heard this and said, "Deal? Explain." Now, she was about to. Then the reporter screamed, "We didn't come here to see you talk. Get to fighting. And if you know Clownface, you do not disrespect him." He pulled out his big-ass knife and threw it with perfect aim. The only reason he missed was because of Panda. The reporter must have realized he was inches from dying, so he decided to fly away. Clownface said, "Explain, Panda, now." And she did. She wanted to use them as an escape route. They were stuck on top of a building, for Christ's sake. I mean, if you think about it, it was not a bad plan. And her father knew it. He said, that's smart. But then he said, "But you are very stupid. You should have told me. The fuck is wrong with you?" And she said, "Of course I would have told you. But you keep disrespecting me. If you have been a loving father, I would have told you the plan in the first place." Big Bro didn't want to even admit he was wrong. She screamed, "We're about to die. Buy our own weapons. Buy our own C4. He told her, "Chill out. I have the detonator. They can't kill us with that." He said, "Oh, what of the grenades?" And just like that, the grenades fell from the rooftop. Thinking very quickly, he had to react. He grabbed his grappling hook and grabbed his daughter. She was having fun with it, but he was fighting for his life. This was number 3. He had saved her tonight a total of 3 times. Bruh, you need to be more professional, little girl. But like I said, this was fun to her. And the fun was just beginning, because this was the start of the night, not the end.